This is DJ Diva Satya of Radio Riff with a word for the South Sound Underground 2015, coming up March 21st at Louis G's in Fife, Washington. This year's event will once again feature 13 of the best rock and metal bands in the area. The all-day event is a benefit for the Wounded Warrior Project, which supports our country's vets in their transition back home after their time of service. And the admission is free. So join me at Louis March 21st for a 13-hour music marathon starting at noon. And be prepared to bang your head as we support our troops. Rawr.
I wanna rock!
Hey! Do you want to metal?
I could metal.
Do you want to metal?
I'll metal if you metal.
So we're going to metal? Yes, metal. Then it is settled. We shall metal.
The queen of all things metal. DJ Diva Satya.
The following feature may contain references to sex, drugs and rock and roll. Oh, and some bad language too.
The Riff.
All right, you're listening to a very special edition of Airwave Smackdown tonight, live on air. Clear the chaos. Let's.
Let's go!
And I am here, DJ Diva Satya, talking to you live with Clear the Chaos. Clear the Chaos is here with me remotely in the studio, I guess you could say. 4 guys from Puyallup, Washington. Are you all from Puyallup?
Yeah.
Yep. So we've got Dalton Rouse, lead vocals and guitar. Say hey, Dalton.
Hey.
And we've got Adam Asuchi. He plays guitar and sings as well.
Hi, that's me right here.
And Kirk Fitzroy on the bass.
Hello.
And Braden Murad on drums.
Hello.
So you guys are all from Puyallup, as I said, a little tiny town in Washington, and those of you who aren't from Washington who would look at the word would never know how in the world to say it, which I didn't when I moved here about 4 years ago. Took me a couple tries, but I figured it out. We got some weird names for stuff up here, don't we? Really weird names.
Yeah, a lot of like Native American stuff.
A lot. Now I'm from... Yeah, go ahead.
Oh. I was just gonna say
I know.
I like the heritage here.
It is kind of neat. We had a lot of Native American tribes where I'm from in central Pennsylvania, but it seems to be much more ingrained here in the culture than it was out there, which I like about it. So you are, of course, Clear the Chaos, and we're here to talk to Clear the Chaos because they have a very special event coming up next week. But before we get to that, let's talk about where they came from. When was your first show as a band?
Oh man, it was back when we still just played cover music before Adam was even in the band. It was at the Eagles down in downtown Puyallup.
And how long ago was that?
Like 4 years ago. 2010.
Probably. Okay, like 4 or 5 years ago then.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I read in your bio, as you said, you were initially a cover band, and it was suggested to you that you were definitely of a caliber that you ought to be writing your own material. What did you think about that? How did that go when you first tried to write your own stuff?
It was fine. Like, I mean, even in the cover band, I wrote some songs that we had played, but they were just kind of like folky, like danceable songs. Not really necessarily what I'd listened to, but what I thought that would fit the band at the time. And then once we finally started writing, the kind of stuff we write now, I think it was just really cool as our style progressed, as people left the band, joined the band, sound kept changing to kind of have the same backbone that it always did, but with a totally different soundscape.
And what do you think is the reason for that, other than the fact that you've had some lineup changes? Of course, you were really young, I guess, when all of this started. For those of you that don't know, these guys are definitely young enough to be my sons, and maybe a little more so. But, the first time I saw you, I saw obviously how much talent and experience you already had. Are there any covers you guys still do in your show rep at all?
Nope. Nothing. Surprising.
Nope. Completely original material now.
Yeah. We've had our share.
Back in the... You've had your share. Okay, well, I was just curious, as I was thinking about the fact that this is where you came from. Of all of the covers that you did back then, are there any that you played that you wish that you had written?
Sure, probably my favorite song that we played was Panic Switch by Silver Sun Pickups. Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
That kind of helped fuel the beginning of trying to write some of our music that we have now.
Exactly. Like, if you look at the most recent songs that we learned when we were doing covers, you can see how our interests were changing at that time to just kind of give more of an explosive live experience. We pretty much just wanted to amp it up and amp it up our own way. So we wrote our own music, and we hope it is what we're making it.
Well, you definitely amp it up very well. I was thinking about the first time I saw you, and I had to look back through my archives a little bit. It was at O'Malley's Pub in Tacoma in May of last year. The first time I saw Fallen Kings, too. I'm constantly struck by the depth of the music scene here in the South Sound. The more I get into it, there's just so much available. I mean, I've been in a lot of other areas and checked out their local music scenes, and honestly, nobody does it like we do here in the South Sound.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy the widespread as far as genres go and influences go. You know, you can have sometimes in one show you'll have anything from like a spoken word sort of rap over a track to us playing the same show. You know, that's happened.
Well, anyway, I was there because I was invited by my friend AJ, and I was sitting with him at the table. You know, when you guys started playing, we just kind of looked at each other like, whoa. Man, these guys are going somewhere. They are tight. They got something really special going on. I mean, from the get-go, I was really impressed by how well you worked as a unit, just how tight your sound was. As you said, the amped up sound that you guys have, and your writing is great. So I knew even then that, you know, I definitely wanted to have you on the show at some point. Impressed me right away.
Well, thank you.
You recently became an official Mental Itch music group artist, although your association with Louis goes way back from what I've read.
Woo! Yeah, well, Louis was the guy you were talking about who had recommended the original music to us in the first place.
Yeah.
Because we had a friend band of ours, a couple that, you know, we heard they were playing at Louis G's, so we tried to get in, but he wasn't interested so much in a cover band. So that's why we ended up writing original music in the first place. So, yeah, he's been a huge part of everything we've done. I mean, we played Dreamfest in 2014.
That was awesome.
Which was great. You know, a huge stage, great opportunity. We were lucky enough to get day one, which was something special for us. It's a 2-day local festival. And, yeah, now we're signed with him, and all kinds of cool stuff to go along with that. It's been quite the plus having him on our side.
We've talked about possibly going on a tour this summer. Maybe like I don't know if he's planning what he calls a vacation tour, which is like a 2-week thing, like West Coast, California type thing, or if he wants us to go like cross country possibly, because he's talked about both. And that would be a really interesting new experience for all of us.
I'm sure you guys have played all over in the local scene. I mean, you guys have played at places like you played at Studio 7 and you've been at El Corazon, both places I really enjoy going, almost everywhere in between. From, I don't know if you've been up to Everett yet or not, but like I was just looking at all your different slots. You even played at Hempfest this past year.
Yeah, we did.
Woo! That was very interesting.
You know what? I had fun.
Did you have fun? What was it like?
Well, it's another big stage. The sound system's all provided. It's all backline, so you get these big, nice, half-stack guitar amps and stuff. It was great. I was really. So we were so psyched to get into Hempfest. We had to audition, I think, twice, and so we played a couple live shows to audition, basically. And even those shows, we got opportunities. One of the auditions was at Jazz Bones, which we'd never played at Jazz Bones. We have since then, but we hadn't before. Also at 88 Keys in Seattle, which we'd never played at. So, just the whole process was really just a bunch of opportunities.
Right. Was that the biggest stage you've played on thus far?
Oh no.
Dreamfest was probably the biggest.
Yeah, Dreamfest was what Pyramid Staging do? That was Pyramid Staging that did Dreamfest, and it was pretty professional.
It was pretty ridiculous.
It was like
I need to get to that this year.
Dude, yeah, it is a great. It's the best showcase of the local music in the area.
Yeah.
Probably one of the biggest, every year.
Yeah, and Louis is the one that puts it on. He's always talking about making it bigger, and he always seems to.
Well, the man has a lot of vision. I love going to his place, and as you know, I'm a big supporter of his. I showed up at the hearing when things were trying to go sour, but of course they did not.
Yeah, we were there.
Sporting my Clear the Chaos shirt, yep. So, he's an awesome guy, and of course your event next weekend is going to be at his place. An amazing year you had in 2014. So the album came out, Brothers and Sisters. And you had your album release party there, too, back in March.
Correct.
And how was the recording process for that, Brothers and Sisters? First of all, the album title, where does that come from? And what was the recording process like for you guys?
All right, I'll take this one. Overall, our experience with recording this album was one that was new to us because it was obviously our first big album that we wanted to do as well as we can with the budget that we had. So we met up with our friend Matt Keys from our local church, and he's a really cool dude, and he offered to record our album for us. And through that, just a small home studio, and going through the songs, mapping out how we thought he could help us with the visions he had in the production side of things, and our basic form that we already had the songs in ready to go to record. And through that, it was just we recorded like half the album first, laid out all the drum tracks, and then we did all the stuff on top of that, meaning guitars and bass and vocals. And then for the second set of songs, we laid down the drum tracks first again. We just kind of did two separate go-throughs with chunks of songs we wanted to do on the album.
Our budget increased like halfway.
Yeah.
We were like, we want six songs because that'll be pretty expensive. But then we ended up making a lot more money than we had planned to. So we're like, screw it, why don't we just do 12?
Yeah. We were.
Well, that's a great thing to have happen. You made more money than you thought you were going to?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
We played at Louis' one. It was, I don't remember if it was a special gig or not. We played at Louis' like in July, I think, and we ended up raising like $900, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, for any local show.
Yeah.
Well, that just shows how cool Louis is because he gave us all the money from the door and he doesn't take any of it. So I mean that's why we got so much money. Yeah. But anyway, that ultimately led us to be able to do a full-length album, which we didn't think we were going to be able to do in the first place.
And it's a great album. I mean, I've been playing cuts from that ever since I got it from you guys. I probably picked it up at his place one night when you were playing. And you chose Auto for your video shoot, right? Why did you choose that track? Why that one?
Well, I just since the video isn't a concept video, it's just a straight up we're playing in a cool location, just us live kind of. So I wanted something that would fit that well, something that I would have a hard time. We'd have to spend a lot of money putting into a concept video. And Otto is actually about a kid named Otto who gets possessed. And just thinking about that and the cinematic qualities that would be required to do any kind of concept with that, we knew that we were better off just doing a regular old music video. So I picked that song because I thought it grooves, it's a good song, it's got some energy, and I think the location fit it well, I felt.
Okay, well, before you give too much more away about the video shoot, we're going to listen to the track from the album Brothers and Sisters. This is Clear the Chaos, and we're going to listen to Auto. DJ Diva Satya bringing you Clear the Chaos here on Radio Riff, the Temple.
I look into the blade. blood that binds to his teeth. Hold on to hope and then just maybe you can leave. But you turn and run and you will never touch that door. He's over me. I can't live anymore, but I don't wanna die. I look into the blade, through the black of my eyes. This pain and hurt like you don't know. He was out of control. Help me, I'm lying on the ground. I can barely breathe. With this last breath, what should I say? I won't live anymore. Maybe it's time to die. I dig in with the blade to the ground where I lie.
And we're back. This is DJ Diva Satya with Radio Rift. This is Airwave Smackdown, the Friday night edition, bringing you some Clear the Chaos, and that was Auto, which is the track that they've used for their video. And we're going to talk to the band a little bit now about what happened in the process of the video shoot. First of all, where did you shoot it?
There's an old like storage barn on the grounds of my church, and we just asked if we could use that. We had to clear it out and shot it in there. Yeah.
And how long did it take?
One night.
Like, wasn't it like 8 hours, 6 hours, something like that?
It was a while. I don't know.
It was a long time.
It was a big day.
I'm sure it was. This was the first video you've ever done?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know, I thought it went way better than it did for our first video, though.
Yeah.
And I think it was all because of our videographer, Nolan Wilson. He's a really good dude. He did a really good job, and the shots that he had planned out really made things smooth.
So he's apparently then done work for a number of other artists as well.
He's actually a skateboarding videographer and photographer, typically. But he's my cousin, so...
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, cool, though. Well, he's obviously got a lot of experience then with catching people in action well, so that's good.
Yeah.
So you said you shot it in one night. Anything interesting happened during the video shoot? Anything you weren't expecting to have happen?
The storm was a brewing that night. It was a rainy, windy day.
I couldn't even believe how windy it was.
The wind that was making my hair blow in the video, that was the wind from outside the bar. We didn't use fans or anything. It was all like we had to use umbrellas to keep the rain out, and there was like rain coming in through the cracks of the barn itself. You know, we had a what was it? A canopy, a tarp, fly like 100 yards or something.
Yeah, at one point the wind just picked it up and carried it like. Yeah, it was like 100 yards.
Yeah.
We had to go like chase it.
It blew it over like a chain link fence, and it was just like there's a lot of unexpected time to pick up. I don't know, nature's causing.
Yeah, Mama Nature bent us over.
Yeah.
knocked over our donuts.
Yeah. She knocked over.
I
our
didn't get
donuts.
a single donut the whole time.
They were everywhere on the ground.
You know, there's always a lot of hurry up and wait with these things too. Did you experience a lot of that, or was there a lot of action going on?
Well, not so much. We had it pretty well planned out.
For a couple of the shots that we wanted to get outside of the barn facing in, we did have to take the opportunity when it stopped raining to hustle up and get the shots as soon as we could. So that was one of those, where we had to like just get it done, just before the rain returned, I guess.
Well, as I've already mentioned earlier in the evening, and for quite a few days since previous to this, I'm going to be giving away some tickets to the band's upcoming video release party, which is next weekend, January the 24th at Louis G's. The doors open at 5. It's an all-ages show. It starts at 7 o'clock. And you're going to have a bunch of other acts in there with you next weekend. Blue Helix and As the Moon, and who else is going to be there?
I don't know. Is it Stevie playing? Yeah, Stevie. We have Stevie, Eileen.
Right. Trying to read this picture. It's like half dark in here in my room. You sent me this nice flyer, which is going to go on my. I'm actually working on a big collage of stuff like tickets and flyers and and notices and stuff. This is going to go front and center in the middle of it. So it's a fabulous show. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at least acts next weekend, and I'm going to be giving away. I've got 3 pairs of tickets here. So all you need to do, if you want a pair of tickets, you need to be one of the first 3 people who go to my Facebook wall and post for them. I'm Satya, Satya. If you type in Satya and Radio Riff, I will magically appear before your very eyes on Facebook. So go there now if you want a pair of tickets, and just write, I want a pair of tickets to the show. And the first 3 people that do will get a pair of tickets for next weekend, January the 24th. And they will go to the show and be amazed.
Amazed! It'll be the greatest thing I've ever seen.
And you got to have some good pizza while you're there. I had the fried pickles the last time I was at Louis. Those were awesome. I'd never had fried pickles. Oh my God.
Fried pickles are pretty good.
They're pretty good. What do you guys get when you go over to Louis to eat? What do you like?
We always get the Louis.
Yeah.
We get the...
We don't mess around. We go with the big old Louis.
It's actually like, I think it's their number 1. It's just like their most simple pizza.
Yeah, it's just like meat and cheese and goodness. It's pretty great.
It is good, but lately he's put up some other stuff. Like, I remember one day he got the notion to make cannolis, and oh my God, I was dying. Did you get any of his cannolis? I really want to try them.
No, but I see him posting stuff like, it seems like every few days he'll have something new that he's serving for the day.
You did, what did you do?
If you're listening, man, much respect to you, and I can't wait to see you again. Got to get over there. Yeah, I agree, Locke. No offense to Chicago pizza joints. He says in the chat room with a smirk, but Louis Pizza's great. I love it. All right, you guys, I'm going to check my Facebook in a couple minutes here to see how many people are on my wall. There better be a few. And in the meantime, anybody you guys want to give a shout out to that's listening tonight?
Who is listening tonight? I'd like to give a shout out to Carly. We have a friend Carly. Yeah, she's cool. She's super cool. She helped.
Is she like your PA? Video. You were talking about her as the PA? Yeah.
Yep.
She helped beat up a chair for us, make it look all nasty for the video. It's great.
Stevie and Justin.
And I would also like to put a shout out to Louis G and Amy B. Taylor. They've been helping us a lot, really, through our management process and planning out what's coming for this next summer. So thanks to them.
Yeah, you mentioned possible touring. What else is Clear the Chaos got in the works for 2015? Anything else you can talk about?
Well, we're just writing a lot. I mean, I don't know when the next recorded project will come to fruition, but hopefully sometime soon-ish. I mean, just, we take it one day, 1 month at a time. Shows are our main kind of priority right now, I think, just getting out there and playing.
Every time you see us, you can expect us to be trying to one-up the last performance that we did. That's been the bulk of our work recently, is just trying to really perfect our craft. And both in songwriting and live performance, we're just trying to make it so that the crowd feels just as integrated as we are during the session of rock in which we play. So, yeah, I mean, that's the bulk of the work right now.
something was in my brain to ask you, and I totally lost it. And while I'm waiting for it to come back, I'm just going to mention that there are a number of places where you can go to keep on top of what Clear the Chaos is up. You guys do have a website, correct?
Yeah, clearthechaosband.com.
We got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Can you buy merch from our website, or?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No.
But we have
No,
tickets
I don't
for
think
sale
so.
on our website.
No, but you can buy merch at any of our shows.
And you can buy tickets online, too, right?
Yeah.
Brown paperback.
And you have a Reverb Nation,
Yep.
which I go to a lot too. But yeah, guys, here's my shameless plug for go to a freaking show. Okay, I say this to you every stinking show that I'm on. All right, you got to support your local music. You got to do this. You got to go out. You got to see the local bands. You got to support the local venues. And when I say that, that means you buy some food while you're there. You have a drink. You tell the people who you're there to see. You thank them for getting the bands in that you like. You could find your next favorite band at a local show, because it's happened to me I don't know how many times. My first local show that I went to was at Jazz Bones. I went up to see 3 Inches of Blood, okay? And so I see Witchburn. And I'm like, oh my God, I love this band. So the next time I go to see Witchburn, I see another band I love. I found Mechanism that way. I found Invasive that way. I found Sanction 8 that way. I found Fallen Kings that way. And it just goes on and on and on and on, okay? Because there's just so much talent in this area.
That was at Jazz Bones.
And I definitely found you guys that way. Go ahead.
That was at Jazz Bones, you said?
Yeah, at Jazz Bones last year, or was it the year before that? I'm trying to remember. But that's the first place. That's the first really local show that I went to. Well, it wasn't necessarily a local show to start with. 3 Inches of Blood was the headliner, like I said.
Yeah.
And then I went up to El Corazon to see Soulfly, and boom, there was Unhaloed. And it's like, I love this band too. So like I said, it just goes on and on and on. So you guys have to go out. You got to see some local bands, support your local scene, buy their merch, because Louis is rare, okay? A lot of these guys, they do not get the money that they get for covers, okay? Most of the time, that goes to the club, that goes to the boss, that goes to anybody else but the band, okay? Yeah. So, yes, go out and support some local music. And Radio Riff is proud to be a station that is really big in supporting of local and indie music all over the place. So, keep going, guys. Proud of you. I know you're going to have a fantastic year. I'm excited for you because you've got this wonderful event coming up next Saturday night, January 24th, 2015. You guys want to be at Louis in Fife, and you want to see some fantastic local music. And what else am I going to play? I have Undone up for me to play. And tell me about Undone, if you can, a little bit. Who wrote this?
I did it, Dalton.
Don't do it.
A lot of the songs on the album are just stories, little narratives kind of that I made up. This one is actually about like a zombie apocalypse, and it's just like a guy, one of the only people probably left on the earth, and just what it's like for him, and then eventually meets a girl who's probably one of the only girls left on the earth, and then they like fall in love, and that's pretty much it. Zombies.
It's kind of like the movie Warm Bodies, but Warm Bodies stole the idea from us. But yeah. I always loved the idea at first, because I was like, okay, a romance sparked amidst a zombie apocalypse. Like, imagine the raging emotions.
Just raging.
We'd be raging.
Totally raging.
Locke just posted in the chat room, if Clear the Chaos does a national tour, I bet we could get them a 3 for With Them, Punch Cabbie, and Conniption in Chicago. Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh. 2 fabulous bands that we play here a lot. Conniption, great bunch of young, talented guys, too. Now, I never did touch on this, but you guys are all in college right now, yes?
College. Not Brady.
College.
Our drummer's in high school.
Your drummer's in high school. Shit.
Don't make
Pardon me. I said shit on the radio. It's not at the FCC here, so I can say that. I didn't realize you guys were quite that young. Wow.
No, Brayden's 6 years old today. It's just 6
Years old today. No, he's not.
No, but
So the Scott, you guys are just at the very beginning, going up the hill to stardom. This is where we are now. I envy you that. I really do, because I didn't take advantage of the fact when I was young and unencumbered of the fact that I could just go anywhere I wanted. Nothing was holding me back, and you are at that place in your life where it's all just starting. Really, it's like the big adventure awaits. So that's really exciting me to watch you take it.
Who else is excited?
I'm excited.
I just had a question in the chat room from Tom Welch. He said, what were some of your biggest influences?
Coheed and Cambria.
Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters is a big one. As far as who we listen to, Linkin Park.
Of Mice and Men.
Of Mice and Men.
That's a huge one for me.
There's so many.
I the Mighty.
Like Clarkson.
Okay.
Get out of here, Kirk.
I'm going to plug The Ongoing Concept just because I'm proud of them and that I love their music.
Yeah.
The way that they've done their recent their following in Germany, it's just kind of inspired the way I think a lot of local bands should take confidence in their work. So yeah.
And who was that again?
This is The Ongoing Concept from Idaho. They've done some recent stuff with I the Mighty on Equal Vision Records right now. And I don't know what they're doing. They've done some stuff in Germany. They have a huge following in Germany, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's like the web of different bands is kind of just like the local thing. I knew about The Ongoing Concept by accident because I had a friend band called The Ongoing. I was typing their name in on Facebook, came across this other band, and then it just so happened that they were playing a show at El Corazon, and we went and discovered this other band, I the Mighty, who's one of my absolute favorite bands now. Which is funny because I the Mighty is super inspired by Coheed, which again is like our biggest inspiration. And now all three of those bands are on the same label. It's like it just shows that network is really universal.
Well, thank you for dropping those two names because I cannot get enough of new stuff, and I've already looked them both up on Facebook and liked them, so I can look back later and check them out. And that's what you people out there should be doing too. Check out some new music. Grow your experience.
Every day.
There's always more every single day. All right, I am going to leave the audience with one more tune, and that's going to be Undone. I want to say thank you to all four of you. Thank you to Brandon. Thank you to, Braden, Kirk, Adam, and Dalton for being here tonight. Clear the Chaos.
Yay.
Check them out next weekend, next Saturday night, January 24th, Luigi's Pizza, 5 o'clock, doors open, all ages show at 7. One of the best things about that place. The kids can come and rock out. I love watching the little kids rock out on the floor. It's so great.
Anyway, rocking out is an awesome thing.
As long as you're not worried about a pre-existing heart condition, go for it.
Exactly. All right, you guys, thanks again. And thanks to Mom Rouse for hooking me up. She is an awesome manager and looks after your best interests very, very well, I'm sure. This is DJ Diva Satya, and you are listening to the Temple of Rock. And here comes a little more Clear the Chaos. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
See you guys later. And right, that was Clear the Chaos with me, DJ Diva Satya. I want to thank the band. I want to thank AJ, their manager, for having them on tonight. And yeah, you do want to check that out. If you are in South Sound, Washington, you want to head up to Louis next Saturday night, January 24th. I still got a pair of tickets left, so if you want one, you got to get with me. You can actually shout here in the chat room or pop over to my Facebook page, Satya, S-A-T-Y-A. Matova, M-A-T-O-V-A. You can also find me that way. Just search Satya and Radio Riff. I'll come up. Or you can holler here in the chat room at radioriff.com, and I'll see it, and I'll send you something lovely like 2 tickets to see Clear the Chaos' video release show next weekend. And got a little treat for you guys because I have to call it an early night. I got a long drive tomorrow morning. I'm heading out to Albany, Washington, which is, only 4 hours from here. So I have to get up at 3:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning actually, and get going so that Little Master Rio and I can be on the flyball lanes and ready to go at 8. But because of that, the Lockstar has generously offered to hop on and play you some more indie tunes as well as his favorites. So in just a couple minutes, he's going to be taking over. I'm going to throw you a quick word about the South Sound Underground, which we also support here at Radio Riff. And then stay tuned. The Lockstar is going to thrill you, just like he thrills me, only not quite in the same personal way. Because that part is for me. Anyway, guys, thanks again. Have a fabulous rest of your weekend. I'm going to turn it over to the lock in a little less than a minute. So stay tuned. And I leave you with a hurrah. This is DJ Diva Satya of Radio Riff with a word for the South Sound Underground 2015. Coming up March 21st at Louis G's in Fife, Washington. This year's event will once again feature 13 of the best rock and metal bands in the area. The all-day event is a benefit for the Wounded Warrior Project, which supports our country's vets in their transition back home after their time of service. And the admission is free. So join me at Louis March 21st for a 13-hour music marathon starting at noon. And be prepared to bang your head as we support our troops. Rawr.